What's that?
You want to move that chair?
I
think that's a...
No,
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with the back of the chair. Okay, I think we're in a pretty good position. If everybody can hear us and everybody can see us, we're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. Okay, good. We have Instagram. Okay. One more second. I'll give you guys one more second to log in. So this is nice because this week you can actually take the questions directly from there, correct?
Yeah.
For the Instagram. So that'll be really nice. All right.
If they show up, I would assume they do for everybody, right?
Okay. I believe so.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome, everybody. This is Ask a Medium. I'm Ivy Rivera, Psychic Medium. We are going to start the show with your weekly horoscope. I do every zodiac sign. This is going to be running from Wednesday, November 20th to Wednesday, November 27th. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, that's Ask a Medium, Reverend Ivy Rivera, you can get your monthly and weekly horoscope updates there. I don't post them anywhere else, so you do need to subscribe to stay up to date. Now, real quick, before we get into the horoscopes, I want to explain the way Ask Medium works. You will be typing in your questions. Paul needs you to put names associated with the living, the deceased animals that you're asking about. We do have level 1 psychic mediumship class running right now. If you missed the first one, jump in tomorrow for empathic awareness, revolutionary. That's week 2, and we'll get you caught up for level 1 psychic mediumship development. Okay, so what is going on with your week running from Wednesday, November 20th to Wednesday, November 27th? We're going to start with Aries. Let's see what I'm getting for you. Aries, the first thing that I'm getting is almost like a fire in your mouth. I feel as though there's something coming up this week. I want you to pay particular attention to Wednesday and Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening, where someone might be pushing you, prodding you to communicate in such a way where you could run the risk of revealing something that you didn't intend to. So if you were thinking, I don't really care to talk to this person, I don't really care to talk on this particular topic, this is my personal business, or maybe you're flustered with something and so you just don't want to come and bring that type of energy to the table, whatever the particular situation is for you, my sense here is that you are meant to be mindful and that this is an opportunity for you to practice self-control and how to be centered, rooted, and grounded in a situation where you're being pushed and irritated and aggravated by this circumstance or this person. Now, the other thing that I feel going on with you is more, I want to say Thursday and Friday. I want to say this Thursday and tomorrow, most likely, there is some type of immature energy, sort of like a child, like someone trying to get your attention, someone who's needy for your guidance. This person pulling and tugging at you, asking for more of your attention and your wisdom, and you may want to say, I don't have time for that. I think that for many of you, this might also end up being a love partner. I want to say tread carefully there, because if this is something that you push away, there will be kickback for that type of a reaction. I think also you really need to be honest at this point about the nature of this relationship. If some of you are understanding this as a job position, be honest about the nature of your position in this job. Are you sick and tired of maybe giving to these people or taking care? Are there a bunch of coworkers who can't pull their own weight? It's time to do an analysis on what is going on with that. Directly after it, though, money comes in for you. I want to say Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, anyone waiting on a loan, anyone waiting on a settlement, anyone waiting on, tax information. For some of you, it feels like it's about, marriage or custody, or how do we say that? What is the money from marriage, divorce?
Alimony?
Alimony. It's just money coming in the bank, basically. It feels to me like it's coming from somebody else, okay, and being given to you. So that's something to look forward to. Keep to yourself a little bit this week, Aries. Just keep to yourself. Think before you open your mouth. Don't let things push you along. Be mindful. Taurus, what is going on with you this week? Okay, Taurus, a couple different things. You may be processing some emotional issues that you either didn't have time to process before or you didn't understand were there. So there's a realization going on. For many of you, this is happening with like your career, with your work, with your educational process. For some of you, though, it feels like it's going on in an interpersonal kind of a way. And for many, it's romantic. I feel you coming to a realization that something just wasn't as you thought it was. Something is letting you down. I think that it's been happening for a while, but you haven't taken the time to process it. And this is a great time for you to say, why was I ignoring that? How long has this been here? How long have I decided not to look at it? And what does it mean going forward? One of the important things with this is that it's an opportunity for you to be more productive. It's an opportunity for you to grow and advance and learn more about who you are, what you're capable of, and really, most importantly, what you want going forward. You have a lot of ancestral support here from grandmothers, aunties, moms, sisters on the other side, but also in the living world. So this feminine energy is supporting you. And what they're showing is that you could be reaching for some fruit from a tree. That's a really high prosperity symbol. If you choose to actually pick it, if you choose to actually eat it, that's going to mean that this falls into a free will zone. What you do with this issue, with this other person, is entirely up to you, but you could very well lose out on that prosperity by saying, I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. I'm going to be stuck. I'm not going to process this. I don't feel like it. It feels bad. Yeah, it feels bad. So don't leave it there to fester. The only way it's going to feel better is to process it. So this is a week about being strong. This is a week about working through things, not just staying in things and not pulling the wool over your eyes and waiting for someone to come and rescue you or to stop doing what they're doing. That's not how this one works. There's a little bit of talk here, I want to say Thursday afternoon and into Friday morning and Friday afternoon, from a boss or from someone in a position to give you something, someone in a position to potentially move you up. This individual might be watching you and they might be talking about offering this thing to you, but it's sort of like you're being gauged. So it's a bit of an assessment on your energy. It's a bit of an assessment on your character and the job that you've done. Although most of that seems to be already decided on, there's another factor. Somebody might be leaving, somebody might be moving aside, a position that wasn't available before becomes available. Looks good. Gemini, what's going on with you for this week? My fellow Geminis, I'm hearing horses coming up from behind me and to the right. Anytime I see a horse, I know that this is a symbol of power. It's also a symbol in this particular instance of speed because they're coming awfully quickly. Now, the fact that they're coming from behind me can mean that you don't see this one coming. I do want to try to help you see it coming, though. Not that it's bad. It's all good. But Wednesday afternoon into the evening hours, and then I want to say that Thursday afternoon gets a little bit quiet on it, kicks back up Monday morning and into the afternoon, and a little bit of talk about it Tuesday evening as well. So when this surge of power comes in here, it's going to be up to you to figure out exactly how quickly you're going to sort of get back up on the horse. My interpretation of what they're showing me here, and this is mostly coming from your work and money guides, is that you have had something pulled out from under you. They're talking about the rug pulled out from under you. There may have been skeletons in the closet, unfinished business, stuff swept under the carpet. There was something that was left inconclusive. And it may not have been your fault per se, but it did fall. It caused for your circumstances to fall short. Now the prosperity is here. Now the opportunity is coming, and it comes almost like a bat out of hell, like real quick in. You have to decide to watch and know when to take a chance, know when to get up on that horse and go with that amount of power. It is going to create some fairly disruptive change in your life, but nothing great ever happens without that. So just go is my interpretation of it. Some of you may be a little stuck in your ways. This is no time for procrastination, left brain thinking, over analyzing things. Stay with your gut and forget about the emotional element of it. And it honestly feels like you may have to forget about the logical element of it. For some of you, Saturday and into Sunday, you may have maternal energy reaching out to you, whether that be your living mother, your deceased mother, grandmothers, maternal energy in the family. Little bit of a break in communication, them either needing your help or trying to get you to talk with them. I feel that they may need some kind of communication with you where it's almost like you're giving them, this is called the closed throat chakra. When there's something intruding on the throat chakra, it is one of two things. Something hasn't been said or something was said and it was ignored. We have to get to the bottom of this, and you are an element in helping to sort through this process for them. Cancer, what is going on with you, my fellow Cancers? I feel like you have some opportunities to dance and shake it up this week. I feel that this is not a week for you to hold yourself back, and I'm hearing Wednesday afternoon, Thursday evening, Friday morning, you're going to need to have a conversation with somebody. This could very well be a love partner. This could be someone in your work environment who maybe holds some kind of power or influence over you. We're getting to the bottom of something at that time. One of the things that I'm feeling with you, though, is that this is a week where you really want to, you want to dance, you want to shake it up, you want to enjoy yourself, and you want to kind of take it easy. In order for you to do that, you're going to have to ignore some things. So this isn't coming from the most authentic place I've ever seen. It's coming from a place of avoidance. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm not passing judgment on it, but if there's something there from your past that you're just not looking at, it's like this big elephant in the room. You have to be realistic that you can't ignore it forever. So if you're taking a little vacay from coping, so be it, but also be realistic that you've got, within the next 3 weeks, this thing is going to come to the surface and have to be dealt with. When you're having this dialogue with this other person, that I was referring to later on in the week, what can happen here is that it affects your prosperity level. Now, for some of you, I'm talking finances, but I don't look at prosperity as just being about your money. This is about your other relationships. This is about networking opportunities. It's about your happiness and joy level, about your health and well-being, your physical strength, all of this, and really your mental, I want to say there's a lot of mental conditioning going on with you this week, in an effort to bring you peace, in an effort to help you to sleep better and to have a more restful, centered, grounded existence. Take it and process. Leo, what is going on with you? Leo, a couple different things going on with you. First off, it's straight away. I do have some people coming to you from the right side who seem to think that they're in a position of power. I'm not really sure that they've earned that, so I don't know where that mentality comes from exactly. But sometimes people who think that they're in a position of power, they want to be in a position of power. And the things that they'll do and say to get there can sometimes be, I'm hearing like unscrupulous. I'm hearing, sort of a regimented approach at showing that maybe they're superior at something and you're not, or, just things like this. So there could be an annoying energy coming over here from, for some of you, it really feels to me like it's more work environment. And for some, I feel like this could be parents or family members, older siblings, people in the family who like to come and just irritate. Watch out for narcissists, watch out for sociopaths, and don't sugarcoat it, right? A narcissistic personality, mother, child, sibling, boss, cut. Nope, you're not going to tolerate it. Put your foot down. Now, the other thing that I keep hearing with you is an airplane coming from up behind. You could be planning a trip right now. You could also be taking a trip right now. If any of this is coming up in dialogue or literally is in the process, This is a very destiny charted time for you to take advantage of that. So enjoy. There's also a little bit of talk here from like good luck, lottery aspect. If we were talking planetary movements, I do feel that you have, I'm hearing the luck of the Irish. I'm seeing a little leprechaun over here to the past, which can mean that within the last week or so, you got lined up to receive something. Very nice. It does feel to me like it could be more financial prosperity. For those of you, though, who've been trying to have a baby, get married, build your family, this is a big week for that. Okay, so look for engagements, look for pregnancies. Good stuff, Leo. Virgos. I wonder if Leo's going to have the best one this week. That's getting a little tough to beat. Virgo, what's going on with you this week? Well, so yeah. So I see you like climbing a mountain, and it's almost like you're to the top. The nice thing about this mountain, right? And mountains would represent some difficulties, some tribulations, some trials. The thing is, it has steps in it. So if you've ever gone on a crazy excursion where you were like, you thought you were mountain climbing or something, and then around the other side of the mountain was like stairs or an elevator, right? That's embarrassingly happened to me a couple times. Well, so you're huffing and puffing and you think you're doing this big thing, and then, there's an easier way. The thing is, there are stairs in the top of this mountain, 3 in particular. So you're going to have 3 helping hands. You're going to have 3 instances, 3 situations where the answers and the solutions are there for you. You may be making more out of your situation than what it really is. Okay, so it's sort of like saying don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Though you are legitimately having to get to this top. I see you doing this, and I want to say that Friday, especially Friday afternoon, you might get a phone call Friday morning, and Friday afternoon, something may come to fruition that is really that helping hand that you need to kind of pull you up to the top officially. Those of you who have been trying to purchase a property or sell off a property, get another property, whatever it is, with real estate or your residency, I see you moving up to the next level with that too. Congratulations. Libra. I want to say Virgos and Libras, I'm supposed to say this to both of you. Be careful about breaking up with somebody this week without fully processing what that's going to mean. Now, we don't want to hold on to relationships just because we feel a certain way. That doesn't work. We have a great class coming up. When is that? Relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting.
Yeah, it's Monday the 25th.
Okay. You guys may want to check that out. It's also downloadable, so you don't have to wait for it. But we don't want to hold on to a relationship just because of the way we feel. We want to make sure that it's working in the day-to-day and that we astrologically have soulmate connection and that we have purpose together and that it's actually functioning. Both Virgos and Libras seem to be in a position this week where you may just cut something real quick. You may cut it because you're irritated. You may feel like, oh, well, I'm just done with this. Okay. That's fine if you're ready to do that, but then don't backpedal, don't backtrack, don't be like, oh my God, it hurts. Of course it hurts. You knew that was going to feel that way. So be prepared to have good follow through. And if you have found yourself with someone, Libras especially, who has a bit of that sort of stalker element, when you break up with them, they don't know how to handle their emotions. They are low on self-control. They might be really coming at you to try to get you to communicate a lot more than what you should be. I'm also watching Libras for you. I want to say that you have 3 different areas of your life or 3 different people in your life that are going to be part of a cleansing process this week. So we're talking about something new, something fresh, something with potential prosperity and growth in it. These 3 areas and possibly these 3 people in your life, but they have to be cleansed. We have to wash away the old way of thinking, the old attachments that we have to past ideas, and we really need to be willing to go forward and grow. I'm seeing a lot of sunflowers for you also, Libras, and what that can mean is spiritual development. So if you haven't been doing a lot of work either with your guides every day, I would recommend Meet Your Guides class. If you haven't been sitting in silence for 10 to 15 minutes every morning, make sure you're doing that and allow your spirits to communicate with you and your higher mind to communicate. It is a huge opportunity for you to have spiritual development right now. Scorpios, what is going on with you? Scorpios, I feel like playing a lot of games this week. And I see you doing it in such a way that's a little almost reckless, but not towards yourself. I'm going to say it this way. If Thursday, Friday, even Saturday evening, possibly even Sunday morning, if you had like family reaching out to you, friends or loved ones, or a love partner saying, come and spend time with me, be careful that you're not just, well, this is what I like to do. Well, this is how I feel. Well, this is how it's going to be. We got it. That's nice. That you do you, fine. But, be mindful that we are in community and we do need to live in harmony as much as we can, even when we feel very strongly that we want to do something for ourselves. This is no time to be really selfish or completely forget about those around you, because the imbalance that could be thrown in is something you might have to correct for a long time going forward. So be mindful of your surroundings, even though this week you really just want to play games. You really just want to run wild. You maybe want to go out and, hit a party or cut loose. You still need to think in community standards. And I want to say be safe, okay? Also in those circumstances, be mindful of respect and your responsibility to consider safety under those circumstances. The other thing that I'm hearing with you is some healing going on and possibly some retribution coming to you, especially Tuesday morning, from male energy. That could be brothers. I really felt it more like fathers or grandfathers. If there has been any type of strain in your familial patterns, it could be that you're getting some type of closure at that time, and that is really, really beneficial. New love coming into you, Scorpio, also near the end of the week and then into next week. So we could be looking at a new love partnership. Very exciting, and really attractive. I feel this person being very, very attractive. Sagittarius, what is going on with you? Close your lips, close your mouth this week. Watch what you're saying. There isn't necessarily a great time to say some of the things that could very well come out of your mouth. There isn't necessarily a great way for people to receive it, because it isn't necessarily positive information, but your responsibility in your communication this week is all about finding the most productive way to say something. The way that is most constructive and as positive as it possibly can be. You may have a lot of instances this week, which is funny because Mercury in retrograde is over, and yet I see you just having some opportunities to miscommunicate and fire off at the mouth. Just be mindful of how you're saying things. You may also have a situation coming up more toward the end of this week. Okay, so I am talking, today's Thursday, tomorrow. We could be revisiting this on Tuesday morning or Wednesday afternoon, where there's a contract that needs to be signed. So this, to me, feels like it's a lot of extra money in your pocket. This is the type of thing that is being offered to you, kind of like an expansion on your current position, or an opportunity for you to go to another position. It does not necessarily feel to me like you would be leaving where you currently are. I think that this could be happening where you've already planted yourself. But regardless, watch for any of those opportunities. I am also feeling like you should put it into your vehicle or your means of transportation when you take that first financial gain. Capricorn, what's going on for you this week? Capricorn, this may be a week where you're a bit more introspective than what you have been lately. I feel you trying to resolve some issues that were laid to rest. Possibly you examined these issues. For some of you, it was 4 months ago. For some of you, it was 7 to 8 months ago. You would examine these issues, may have been sparked by another, may have been sparked in a love partnership or a dating situation, or just in your social circle in some capacity. Now, what happens with this is that it's sort of stirring up things in your stomach that can symbolize that it's causing some stress, that you're distressed, that you're maybe not having the utmost confidence in your own intuitive ability, I want to say this to you. If you feel something intuitively, that is the right answer. Even if you don't have proof of it, even if it doesn't logically match, even if emotionally it doesn't match, it's going to happen. You have to trust your gut instinct above all else. So this is not a good time for you to be double-minded, second guess yourself. A lot of people get things intuitively. It's so sad. They're just always like, well, I don't know, or later. It's like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. So then why didn't you work with it when you knew and you still had time to work with it, right? Once something is done, it's done. But this is also a time for you to assess what you want to do with that information. How many boundaries do I want to set? Is this something that I can do instead of just cutting off a circumstance or cutting off a person? Is this something I could do more mildly, where I'm just an observer? I'm not an absorber, where I'm keeping my cards really close to my vest, where I'm letting this person talk a lot and show me who they are, but I'm not really giving a whole lot of anything. You're studying the situation. This would be wise. Aquarius, what is going on with you this week? First thing I have going on for you, Aquarius, is do not hold yourself back. This is a time for you to move forward. Some of the decisions that you make this week will be affecting you into the spring. And what we could be looking at is a potential change of residency, sale of a property, purchase of a property, upgrades to the property. We're also looking at the foundation of the property, which is actually going to represent you. Okay, so when we're talking about a house, we can also be talking about your life or your body. I think that at the foundation of this house, we're referring to you, the choices that you make, how you have built your life, things that you want to rebuild in your life, how you manage your health, your wellness, all of that. There's a lot of change coming up for you here, and it may call for you this week, especially on Wednesday and Tuesday, kind of all day Tuesday, but definitely in the morning on Tuesday. It may call for you to be more introspective and process what it is that you actually want. You may be sick and tired of some of the way that the choices that you've made, the way that you've been living, some of the relationships that you have, bad habits that you have. You may be letting go of a lot. On Friday, someone, okay, spirit, the universe, God, they are putting someone on your path to help you get there. So pay attention to what comes up and who comes up around you Friday. Take that helping hand or those helpful words. Pisces, what is going on with you for the week? Pisces, I have you digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt. When I see somebody digging in the earth, it's a sign that you're looking for something. When I see you digging in this kind of dirt where it's kind of dry and a little dusty almost, and you don't have any tools, it can be symbolic that you're coming up short. This isn't a great rich soil with which to like plant seeds or harvest something. This could be hard. And you are in a position right now where you're feeling like you're treading water a little bit. For many of you, the reason this is happening is because you've spread yourselves too thin. If you are stretched in literally 3 different areas, I'm going backward. I'm trying to hold on to something I've been doing for a while. I have this new project or job. I'm working on this. I am trying to build my future. And so I've made these choices and decisions to work on this stuff over here. It's like you're running out of steam. And this is a time when you're going to have to, I feel, ask. It's very symbolic of asking our ancestors to rain on the earth, or for asking for certain weather, asking for seeds, asking for prosperity. You may need to pray. You may need to manifest, and you may have to ask for the help that you need. Because quite frankly, when I look at all 3 of these areas, I don't know what you should be cutting. All of these really need to be here. You're going to have to ask for that supernatural strength. God will give it to you. You are able to go in, okay? Holy Spirit resides within you. That's where you tap in for energy. But if you have been looking outside, if you've been digging in the dirt, You're hoping for someone to come rescue you. You're hoping for something more. You're not going to find it there. It is time to go in and tap in to that strength that only God in the universe can give you. Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in. This will go up on YouTube. Again, if you have not subscribed to me on YouTube, that's going to be at Ask a Medium, Reverend Ivy Rivera. I will be putting your December monthly horoscopes up here soon, hopefully within the next week. Your Novembers are already up, and I hope to see you guys for the next Ask a Medium live show on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Live. That's going to be December 4th. Which is a Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And now we're going to start the Ask a Medium show where we're taking your questions. Thanks for tuning in.
I like that little typing thing you did though.
What am I typing?
I don't know.
It's that new keyboard. I just can't get over it.
It's so good.
Okay. All right. Is everybody doing good? It's nice to see we have quite a few viewers on here. This is the only thing I can really see. So the rest is up to my imagination, I guess. But that's why we have you, right, Paulie? So
yeah.
You got it? Okay. So why don't we go ahead and get started with, I'm going to do one of these.
Okay.
And then we'll do one of these.
Okay. Andrea Eastbury.
Okay.
My daughter Alexis has been seeing a lot of silhouettes this past year. Any idea who it might be? I would say that it's very possible she's either peaking with her abilities. Feels like she could be around 3 years old. I actually felt like she was more around, around 5 to 6. We have a peak. Some kids really start to feel it very, very intensely at around 8 years old. So I am feeling with her that she's seeing a lot. It's not any one person, and that's due to an increase in abilities. The reason children start to see the spirits more often is because we stop tapping into certain brain waves. After we're 3, at 5 and 6, the right side of the brain starts to develop. So we start to communicate with the spirits in our head, and we start to see them in our mind's eye. It really changes the game a lot. And a child around that age can start to feel like there's an increase in the communication, but not really understanding why, what they want, how to handle it. I do feel a lot of male energy coming into her room. I do not feel that it's a relative necessarily. I feel that it's more connected to the land. And I feel that this person doesn't necessarily just do this with your house. It's sort of like through the neighborhood. Weird thing to go ask your neighbors. So that ends up sort of ending up just a mystery, never to be solved. But I think that the important thing to do is I would recommend getting a class. It's called Hauntings, Clearings, and Detachments. It is downloadable up on my website. This will help you to teach her how to set proper boundaries, because intuitive abilities don't go away. They only increase, and we cannot block them. We have to work with them. So it's important for her to know how to put her foot down and tell them when this is not an appropriate time to communicate with me. But I don't feel it being harmful. Okay. It's more inquisitive and curious, but he does feel annoying to me. We have one from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Missy Giacchino. My dog Bosco died today. My kids and I are devastated. Does Bosco have a message for us?
Oh, I'm sorry. The first thing that I'm feeling is that it was time. So I'm wondering if you had to put him down. It just feels to me like my system really slowed down all through the lower region here. And he's so happy. He's not, even if he was older, he seems very young. There's sort of an immaturity level with Bosco where he's just kind of like forever a child. I also feel a tremendous healing nature with this dog where if anybody was upset, about anything, it was like he was there. He was in the forefront. He knew ahead of time. He was incredibly good at bringing that healing energy. And what I'm feeling is that you gave that to him. Okay. So there's a lot of gratitude here. He's very thankful. He lived a lovely life, a full life, because I really feel like you included him with everything. I don't know if you dressed him up or if it was just like on the holidays, he was getting, things for himself, but I feel like you even included in all of that part of the family. He may have even been there before other people were there. And he loves you very much. I feel like he's really very carefully watching over you in particular. And one child who feels more feminine energy, so whether it's your daughter or that's a son who's very feminine, younger. I think that it was time. And I think that it's time to celebrate that he's in a really good place. Okay, that's what he wants you to do. But he's not going to stop giving that healing. You're going to be hearing a lot from him, including in the kitchen, on the floor, nails, okay, things like this, and at the food dish. This one. And then this one.
Okay. This is from Instagram. We have Gina415.
Okay.
Should we sell our family business and start a completely different business or not?
Gina, should I sell the business? This is really falling into a free will domain. It's up to you what you do with it. There's no 100% right or wrong answer to this one, but it is destiny charted that right about now and for the next 3 years, you would have a lot of opportunity for change and advancement. That doesn't come without a lot of adjustment and some hardship, but I feel psychically like this thing is kind of dead. I just don't feel like you care. I don't feel like you want to, it's not that you don't care. There's just not a lot of passion toward it anymore. And I think that anytime that's happening, it's a really big indicator that it may be time to move on, to something else. I do feel that there's a male around you who is passionate about trying something else. And when, a couple people can put their heads together and invest with some excitement and high energy level elsewhere, I think that would be wise. So I'm going to have to say, yeah, go for it. Now, the thing is, what we're looking at for you is like a 3-year window of opportunity for change. Okay. So I'm talking about astrology. I'm talking about, I'm not an astrologer. I just see planets and tell me what is going to be happening. So what I see is that when you have 3 years of potential change, you're going to be sort of finished with that at the end of the 3rd year, and then you're going to be able to reap the benefits from it. And we're going to find out what your karma is. We're going to find out what, you reap what you sow for the 2 years after that. So this is technically a 5-year process, but if you don't hustle within that first 3 years, you understand what I'm saying? You're not going to have huge payout for those last 2. Including like bigger house, more property. I mean, all kinds of investment opportunities. I would do it. But don't complain, that first year, try not to get tied up in the negativity of the process just because it's a changing process. Stay positive. Keep your eye on the prize. Stay goal oriented. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. It's from 997. Hello.
This is a text question.
Text question 997. Hello, Ivy. My mom recently passed. I just need her to know she was never a burden, and I am sorry to her for not being there enough. And that's the mom's name.
Okay. When your mother comes through, I do sense some dehydration, some confusion in the brain. She may have suffered with some issues that made her a little bit isolated, and she maybe didn't take full responsibility of these things, okay, to the degree that she could have. I think that this is her way of saying that you're released. You need to let go. You need to stop feeling, it's almost like guilty or worried. It's like you're worried. Is she okay? Is she okay? She said, I am fine. I'm better than I have been. I am better than I have been throughout my entire life. I am in a good place. I am in a good place. I want you to be in a good place. I wish I had been able to get you to a better place, and I can do that now. So that's where my focus is. She is visiting you in dreams, and she's communicating quite clearly in them. So make sure you keep a dream journal and keep that line of communication open with her, but in a positive way. No more of this worry, this regret, this survivor's guilt, wish this had been different circumstances. It wasn't. That's it. And that's her attitude with it. Well, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't, was it? And so let's talk now and move forward from where we are now. Okay. She said there's a lot of brightness in the future. Okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel here because it hasn't been feeling that way for you. Let's take another one from here.
Okay. This is from 531. It's a text.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could tell me what is going to happen with my relationship for the next 3 months. And that's the sender and the relationship.
What is going to happen with your relationship for the next 3 months? Well, everybody has free will, so I can't say 100%, but I would say the highest likelihood based on what I'm seeing is it possibly not existing come the 3rd month. This person is a little immature, and this person is putting on a bit of a front. It's almost like I see a jester. Okay, so I see a jester in front of it's almost like, let's say you're the queen, okay, and this person comes in and they're like, I'm funny and I'm charming and I'm entertaining and this and that, and then you realize that, you know, when it comes time to like juggle, they can't juggle, or this is terrible. They don't have any balls, okay? They don't have anything. They don't have anything to work with. So he comes up really empty-handed in the 2nd month out, but you would have already started to see this. I'm hearing the 2nd week in. So you might be hiding your eyes, okay? You have a grandfather who comes through here who was military trained and never hid his eyes. Never, ever do you choose not to address something, not to look at something at your own detriment. Like, you have to process everything. It will only come to you as it's supposed to, and you will never be overwhelmed with information, you know, beyond what you can handle. It can seem that way, but you will take it piece by piece as you can. What you're not supposed to do is to turn a blind eye. So there could be some things that you're ignoring, and those are going to have to be processed over the course of the next 2 months if you choose to stay in this. And there could be something very revealing the 2nd week going into the 3rd week of the 2nd month that could make the 3rd month not even exist anymore. Got another one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from YouTube. AP asks, may I please ask how M feels about me after all this time?
What I'm feeling from that is almost like this person looks at you like, you know, a memory, and has memories of fond things that there are things that I love about you. There are things that make me laugh. There's comfort that you gave. There's a certain sense of familiarity there. Like we've known each other maybe even multiple lifetimes. And so that bond and that connection is special, but there was also enough friction, enough tension, enough hardship that it's put things in a position where maybe we're not working with that same amount of energy. And there are a lot of new energies, and those are causing for some distance. Okay, because I feel like there's really no other choice but that distance. But there's still a fondness and there's still love, and the distance will remain. That's hard. One from here.
Mm-hmm. This is Instagram.
Okay.
Michael Carloni. Hello, do you see any positive things that are going to happen for me before the end of the year?
For the end of the year, that's tight. What are we in? The 3rd week of November?
Yeah.
Michael, will anything positive happen before the end of the year? I'm hearing in the nick of time, like literally the 29th, the 30th, the 31st of December. I think we're looking at some type of a promotional opportunity, a little coin coming in, talk of you being promoted in some way. So even if this isn't financial gain, it could still be status, improvement, and there is a sense of, I earned this. I was waiting for this. I've been expecting this. Maybe you think like it should have even come, a lot sooner, or it was given to somebody else, whatever it is. And I feel like that is really going to propel you into the next year with a more positive attitude. The thing is, if you didn't completely get it, or there's only talk of it, that doesn't mean to, sort of lose steam. Stay positive, even if it's just an inkling or a spark, a little vision of what's coming. It could take a while and then pick back up again. Okay. I think that what you're going to be focused on from now until the end of the year is keeping really positive outlook on what you want through visualization practices and manifestation. Okay. Sort of like you're claiming it, you're taking it. Yeah, that looks good. There could also be a little bit of an improvement in a relationship. So if somebody's been immature with you, or you guys have been butting heads, or it's kind of like a sibling rivalry type of an energy between you and this other person. This could be a romantic partner even. I'm not saying it has to be a sibling, but there could be tension there. It seems to me like this is going to be put to rest. Okay, so that's also a major benefit. I think I'm just going to let you take it from here.
Okay, let's do one of these.
Okay.
Excuse me, this is from YouTube.
Okay.
It's Bernice Printup. Are there any messages from my loved ones?
Bernice, are there any messages from your loved ones? Do you have a paternal energy who comes in here? Bigger guy in through here may have had lung or heart issues, kind of hunched over, dealing with a lot in the end, tried to hide his pain. He's doing very well now. Talking about you have some of his things, collectibles, possibly in a box or some kind of, I don't know if it's a cigar box or it's more like a jewelry box, but collections from him. It does feel to me like I may be looking at some kind of a pin or something that he earned. This may be more military. He uses numbers to let you know that he's around. He's talking about you trying to run things in the family, you trying to tell everybody a good way of behaving, you trying to make sure that people are communicating properly, you trying to keep it together, you trying to hold it up. And it's almost like a matriarchal type of a feel, and that you may have felt like a lot of things fell short, and that even though you put in that effort, you didn't reap the benefits of what you had hoped to. And he said, not everyone is on your clock, not everyone is within your time frame, and not everyone is your responsibility. So you should, and you've done well, speak your piece, but you can lead a horse to water. You can't force it to drink. Okay. He loves you very much. Okay.
I'm doing one of these.
Okay.
It's Kimberly O'Neill Simmeroth. I recently spoke to Matt, a man that I have history with. Timing was off before. Circumstances have changed. I was wondering if he wants to move forward, and his plan includes me like a possible love relationship. I felt we are twin flames, so connected.
Well, I feel that this could go forward and then pause and then take a couple steps forward and then kind of halt and then kind of like one step forward. We could be looking at a pattern here in a relationship with this person where the flow is not altogether there. And we could be revisiting that theme. Is it a timing issue? I'm not so sure that it's a timing issue as much as it is a very strong desire, okay, that you have where you know what you want, and that is allowing for you to be kind of wide open and ready for it. And this person having a strong desire toward you or to be with you, but not necessarily knowing what exactly he wants. And so he's not kind of wide open and ready to just move forward with it. When we have one person rearing to go and we have one kind of, haven't figured it out yet, we could be looking at a feeling of imbalance. And I think that as long as you can gauge that and be realistic and decide what level of patience you should have with that, and still remain in a place of self-love and self-respect and all of that, then I think that we have some stuff here that we could definitely work with in this relationship. If it starts to feel like you're not getting anywhere with it and you can't resolve that issue, then we would have to consider if it yet again is not the right time. But we'll see what he does. Okay. I think it's important for you to be just completely honest, and patient, but not too patient.
Okay. This is La CZE, LAURCZE. Hello, Ivy. Oh, it's from Instagram. Hello, Ivy. I'm so lost with my health issues going on. I don't know what to do anymore. Do you see the main part of my health to fix?
Laura, is it on Instagram?
Lar CZE.
Oh, Lar CZE. Can I see it? Where is that? Oh, Lar CZE. Okay. And she wants to know about her health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The feeling that I'm getting is the chest and even possibly the lungs. It's like radiating out of my back, which can mean like inferred pain and a sense of exhaustion. So one of the things that I see with you is a tendency to get very, very tired. And I don't know if I'm just looking at like a real exhaustion level or if I'm just looking at like an immunity issue where you become, and I can't prescribe diagnose, but you become more susceptible to illnesses that would then steal your energy level. It just feels to me like you're battling a lot, I feel that these battles could cause for you to have to battle also then in your head. Okay. So we don't want that to happen long-term, obviously, but you have to have the right answers. And I don't necessarily feel like the medical staff is giving you the answers that you feel you need. I'm hearing she's not getting the answers that she wants. So it could be that they're pretty accurate in a lot of what they've said, but you don't want to hear that. You're thinking it's something else. I think that you're going to have a breakthrough within the next 3 weeks. I think that you're going to start feeling better around that time. But I also feel that due to this breakthrough, your filtration system, your body's way of cleansing itself will increase. And when we see it getting better, we would be able to go back to the doctor within the next like 3 to 4 months and say, ta-da, look at this. And there may be some new answers and developments there.
GG Trip from YouTube.
Okay.
Hi, I would like to know if 2020 will be a better year for me in love and stability.
In love and stability, 2020. I feel like the stability has to do a lot with your choices. And I feel like love, yes, but it may be a situation where you choose to be single a great deal of the time, just sort of love on yourself, and it gets kind of easy when you're just sort of loving on yourself and pampering yourself, doing self-development and all this great stuff to say like, I have an amazing love life, like you better believe it. And then you kind of bring someone else in and it's just a lot of work, right, Polly?
Yes, but it's worth it.
That's right, honey. Mm-hmm. So poor Paul has to carry a lot of weight here. I think that the second part of the year is going to be an opportunity for you to bring somebody else in and to work with this person. It looks like there could be a lot of differences, whether it be like in personalities, in schedules, in the way that we do things, and you're going to learn a lot. So just because a relationship is tricky in some ways doesn't mean it's not meant to be there. It's one that allows you to grow and expand, and there's a lot of room here for different levels with your intimacy, meaning that you may have been really walled off or sort of hidden, avoidant, distant in the past with some other people. And this is going to be a big breakthrough opportunity for you in all of that. So yes, I see prosperity. Of course, you could just put a blind eye to all that and be like, this is too much work, or I'm not doing this. This makes me uncomfortable, and run for the hills and then have no prosperity, So that's, you're good. Work with it. I think so. Absolutely. And the first part of the year was more on your stability itself. Okay. Like financial decisions, mental, emotional well-being, like all of that felt to me like a lot of it has to do with your mentality and your choices. But I do absolutely see improvement there. January, February, March, April, and May. Good months.
I'm going to do one of these.
Okay.
This is from James Taylor. And the question is, I've had a real tough year financially. I live in North Carolina. Will I be able to make my rent coming up next month and the month after? My bills, I'm looking at probably moving. Will I be able to stay?
James,
will you be able to stay where you are because you're having trouble with your rent? Well, I'm feeling like help is coming, but I'm also feeling as though a better opportunity is coming. So while you may have the finances to pull it off, you may also find that something more affordable, something easier for you is out there. And so you may choose to make the move and the adjustment regardless. I feel that this is a positive shift. And I do feel ultimately that even if it's not maybe something you're thinking of right now, that it is to get you to another place. So we could say that the universe is sort of taking you and shoving you in a new direction at this time. So it's kind of both. You may have the opportunity to stay, but you may also choose to go elsewhere. And the timing on all of it it's really simultaneous. I think that if you do stay, you need to find ways to minimize some of the cost. Okay.
All right. This one is from Emily Eppolito.
Okay.
Are the family court issues I'm going through going to be okay this time around?
Family court issues, are they going to be okay? Emily?
Correct.
Is that what you said? Emily? Well, I'm not sure what your standard of okay is exactly. My interpretation of what I'm looking at here is that you may hear some things you're pretty satisfied with. I get the sense that you're never going to be satisfied. I get the sense that you're never going to like fully be ever like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted, or this is really going to work. There's always a sense of wanting to tweak it. There's always a sense of this shouldn't have happened, or this should be better, this should be different, or this needs to be here, or this is missing. That's there. So it's really, I can't say what exactly is going on in your head because those are free will choices, but I think that it's reasonable what I'm looking at. And I think that it's as reasonable as things can be given the attorneys, given the judge, given the timeline. And when we look at these factors, we have to say, this is what is realistic. And this is then a great benefit. Okay. We have to be logical about it. So yeah, I think so. I think that it could still be improved upon, but that could just be the nature of the beast, so to speak. Okay. I do want to tell you guys I am running my annual holiday sale. Buy one reading, get the second reading 50% off. That's up on my website, ivyriverapsychicmedium.com. That expires at the end of December. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you want to join Level 1 Psychic Mediumship Development, this is not a gift. This is an ability that everybody has, and you could jump in tomorrow for class. It's called Empathic Awareness. It's week 2 of Level 1 Psychic Mediumship Development. And our next live show, Ask a Medium, is Wednesday, December 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Ask a Medium for your weekly and monthly horoscope updates. Your Novembers are up already. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks, everybody.